Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name is Mike. Today is, I don't even know what today is now. I've been out of pocket for a moment, dealing with a chest cold, and still contended with it. You gotta give me some tea or something with this stuff. I tell you, it can be something else, especially when you're coughing and I seen it one time coughing, got dizzy from coughing, trying to get the mucus up out your chest. But it is what it is. Um, you know, and just trying to put things together. I'm Shabbat, sorry, I meant to say Shabbat Shalom. I'm so mixed up on days that it's not even funny. I was thinking a couple of days ago, well, a day ago, I thought it was Wednesday. Gonna find out it was no, Friday. But it is what it is, and things get, we got complicated lives. Some of us do, and we got to continue to put things together, and we get off track. And that's one thing I have seen. Getting off track it's becoming a norm. But I've also been noticing that this fading of a people that these people that this government is trying to do. Um, Fading out of history, not just of a people, but of their action. They're trying to really get away from the history that they brought about. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Donna. That's what I'm noticing, and they're working they are working very hard to see that through. If we were not so important, would the world be working this hard to cover up or to what's the word? Try to I ain't gonna say eliminate, cover up, hide, burn up, because that's what it seems like. It seems like they are doing just that, trying to cover up a history that they are proud of, but at the same time, they want to hold on to their actions, but at the same time, they need to cover it up also to save face with whoever they need to save face with. That's what I'm noticing, and this stuff is becoming it's becoming it's annoying. They're trying to bring back Jim Crow, and they steaming forward with that against a people. Of course, truthfully, like I once stated, there's a pedestal that the world is putting us upon, whether we want to recognize that or not. And however big this pedestal may be, but people are looking towards, no, I mean not towards, to. What do the African American think? What is their thought about it? Whoever would have thought that our struggle will be like first and foremost in front of the world compared to a now seemingly running government. Yes, a now seemingly running government is that it would appear that there's a little fear that they are entertaining. That's what it seems to me. I mean, Shalom, Sister Doreen. Oh, I forgot to do this. Hold on, I'm gonna do it this way. Let me see something. Boom. Copy. Alrighty, catch that. Oh man. Let's do this here. Boom. So if you wanted to come in, Sister Doreen, I put the link in the chat. Excuse me. Um, but like I was stating, um, there are some Gentiles that have come to grips who we are. That's one thing they have. They know for a fact. No, these people got to be something else. There's something else about these people. And for that group of people, yes, they understand it. But for the vast majority of people, they feel that Shalom, Sister Patricia. For the vast majority of people, that's having a power, having a, let me see, their foot on people's neck. They're not trying to raise their foot. They love the little demonic feeling of power over a people. They love it, and they're not trying to give it up. And so they are doing whatever they need to do to see it through, that their position in this world remains. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about no apologies. They don't want to talk about any reparations. And this is their mindset. This is their mindset, and they clowning with it. They are clowning with it to the T, because I'm quite sure they never thought about that this will ever come up in their lifetime. Because now they are doing some scandalous things. I mean, what they're doing this with Trump and his people. They're call themselves doing this massive deportation thing, and he got his boys all geeked up, and they feeling like they have untouchable strength. Hey, I can lay them down now, or whatever the situation may be. And then at the same time, what he's doing with the white South Africans, Afrikaners, is trying to. Well, I know such thing as trying. It seems like it's happening, that he's moving them to the United States. This is what he's doing. A lot of this stuff, that they want to give up this false impression of the United States. It does not have that impression no more. I mean, it doesn't have that come here, work hard, and enjoy yourself. No. No. Those days are gone. And they're not trying to bring them back. This is the reason why you have Trump, a billionaire, and you have Elon, another billionaire. It is an absolute known fact of what they're trying to do, or what they're well, I'm gonna go with trying to do, but it seems like it's going to get done if it's left up to them. And they're going to line their pockets. They're going to line it, and then at the same time, on top of it, if it goes the way they're hoping where it goes, not only are they going to have money, they're going to have some power that's going to be right behind it. Whether it's fleshly, demonic, hey, they're going to work it the way their God wanted it to work. That's the way they're working it. And that's the way it's going to, I mean, it appears that it's going to see its way. I mean, I ain't going to say see its way. They're going to see to it that it's done according to their will. They're doing some things. They are doing some things. Now, some of these, I ain't going to say some of these brothers, I'm quite sure Elon is looking at that brother in South Africa in that car. That does not have to be charged. Yes, they know for a fact they just can't go in there and bring to the brother, say, "Hey, we want to buy your business," because what they would do, and if that brother did do something like this, um, sell his invention to Elon, all they're going to do is destroy it. That's all. They will not even try. Well, I mean, they would do it for themselves personally, and then for their buddies, yes. But for them to distribute it out to the world, no, they would not do that. Shalom, Sister Cynthia. Sister Cynthia. No, I don't think he's going to. What they tried to take that brother's life 3 times already. They tried to take his life 3 times, and no, I don't think that brother's going to do that. Nothing like that. That's silly. But now they're trying to take the media and their control of the media, and they're trying to speak against what this brother had put together. Oh yeah, you know they're gonna put that out there. Oh, the car is not really this here. The car's not really that there. He has this problem with this. He has that. Oh yeah, they going in on the brother and the vehicle. When it's all over said and done, Sister Cynthia, it's going to boil down to one word: jealousy. That's what this is going to boil down to. They jealous because they just didn't have that type of knowledge. They jealous that the Most High stood up and gave it to his people. That's what this is about. Now they seeing things. How in the world he gonna get some electricity out the air? It is absolutely physically impossible. And that, and I was saying a couple of days ago, this is one of the reasons why I say, let's not cut off the Most High's hands. Things that we think cannot be done can be done, and we're witnessing it. We are witnessing it right now. Oh yeah, yes, they doing that, Sister Cynthia. They doing it. That's that jealousy. When they talk about black women being all of this and being all of that, where's all the other women on this planet Earth always trying to mimic themselves behind black women? But it's the black women that's supposed to be all of these negative people, prostitutes, hoes, whatever you want to call them. But yet it's still you mimicking everything about them. That's just jealousy. That's that jealousy that the world is showing, but yet and still they can't stand you. That brother did what he did, and now you got you have other brothers coming out with inventions, and they posting them a little bit more on YouTube, way more than what they. Well, I ain't gonna say way more. It seems like they brothers and sisters pull back a little bit because they seen the dangers of it, because they knew that these Gentiles see what you got. If they can make money with it, they'd rather just pay you a few dollars here and for you to go about your business while they go ahead and scale up on your invention. That brother who did the water, taking the humidity out of the air to have clean drinking water. Oh, they own him. They got his whole life surrounded. They do, because he said it. The reason why he made it was he wanted to take it to Africa. Why isn't that brother in Africa? Somebody's holding him back. Now, out of all of these brothers and sisters having all of these inventions, they have a fear when it's all over said and done. There is a fear that they know if these people pull themselves together, it is an absolute done deal. It ain't a nuclear warhead that we need to be fearful of. they would have something a whole lot greater than a nuclear warhead if they put their heads together. How is it that they're getting electricity out of the air? All just because you said in your physics books said it is absolutely impossible. That's what their book says. Not so with the Most High Yah. And that's the thing, brothers, and when I say this, let's just step away from cutting his hands off what he won't, what he will and will not do. Those are some things that we need to, it's going to be things, brothers and sisters, we never thought about that the Most High will do. And this whole jealous system, they came out with their books and they said the physical law and the law of gravity. That does not apply to the Most High. It does not. It does not pertain to the Most High at all. And that's the thing we have to come to grips with. And I seriously believe we are going to start seeing more and more and more of it. As these days come to a close or to an end, yes. And it's coming from a people that they are trampled upon. Y'all saints, shalom, shalom. I'm glad you made it in today. But this is where we at. Now you have a brother who have a car. Now this is just a car now. That it doesn't need gas. That's a no-no already from a world standpoint. And it does not need recharging. That's another no-no from a world standpoint. But if you take just that vehicle and you're looking at not a charging station, but a banking system from electricity, that is, that can pull in that static electricity. And imagine that box being on the side of your house. You take it from off of being on a four-wheel vehicle to that being on the side of your house. So now, hold on. You know, Sister Cynthia, I don't know. I just know they started to sell those vehicles the 10th of this month. They went on sale. And matter of fact, they sold a lot of them, matter of fact. Shalom, Sister Zenobia. Shabbat Shalom, sorry. They sold a lot of them. I was just looking at I forgot what the number was. But I got to go back and look at it and think, because yes, you're going to have people that's going to jump on that. You're going to have people, and you trust and believe. You will have one or two of those vehicles that's going to be purchased by someone else and shipped to the United States. Trust and believe. Yeah, you better. Yeah, Elon gonna have one. He gonna have somebody else to buy one. Trump is too. Don't let that stuff fool you. Yes, they're going to get it. Yeah, they may get maybe two or three, one for themselves, and try to mimic what he has put together. And then come back, hey, we did this, we did that. That is not going to work. It's not going to work. Elon thought he was the smartest cat on this planet, and people gave him that pedestal. And just in one day, this brother comes here and said, we have this vehicle, and it's running. It's working. Now they looking at Elon. You're not so smart after all. But he managed to get himself into a political arena. And for the I just say for the power that he do have, he plans on using it. He is planning on using it. Now, Shalom, Sister Kathy. Shabbat Shalom, rather. He's planning on using that. And like I said, trust and believe. They're going to they go get their hands on that car, and they go break it down, and they're going to break it down, see how the car ticks and everything, or whatever the situation may be. They're going to do that. They're going to do it. And by the time they figure that something out, we going to be well gone from that. Times are moving differently, brothers and sisters. The Most High has stood up, showed himself, all right, these are my people. Maybe not as grand as we like we may wish right now, but the day is going to come. It's going to come. He's going to stand. And it is not going to be looking good for the nation, because they're figuring in their little bitty minds, we need to pay these people out. Brothers and sisters, when they was talking about 2050, oh yeah, you know, good way to go try to reverse engineer it off the top, sister, off the top. And that's then the next thing. All right, you have the vehicle. Africa has the vehicle. Let me see what else was. Well, I'm gonna go with the brother who got the brother who did the machine to take the humidity out of the air. All right. Now you're gonna have something else. It's going to, well, let's just say communications. It's going to be something that the Most High is going to use his people to come up with another form of communication, but they just cannot touch. It's going to be something that the Most High is going to bring out or allow his people to come up with, where right now, everybody got to be connected to the internet, right? It's going to get to a point, Africa is going to say, we don't need to be connected to y'all. You need to be connected to us. And it's just going to be that bold. But if you're going to be connected to us, this is how you're going to be connected. Period. We don't need you. You need us and you steal from us. Those days are gone. This is what's being played out, brothers. That man over there in France, their president, good night. I'm starting to feel sorry for the man. I am. Ooh. It's like he's already homeless and he's just feeling it of being homeless and broke, busted, can't be trusted. And it just don't look good for him right now. It does not. And at the same time, they're going back and forth amongst themselves. They're doing it. And I mean, I'm quite sure that they are playing things out in their minds. Hey, they do this here, hey, you know, that there. We pretty much is going to be messed up. They've been so used to having things going their way. It's like they cannot accept catastrophic failure. And that is exactly what they're experiencing. These days are moving quick. The Most High, he told us he's going to speed this stuff up. And he's doing just that. Because eventually, that brother, excuse me, that brother, I need to quit calling him my brother. I need to get his name. But the brother, he's going to eventually fade out. Because it's going to be something else. They're going to say, all right, look, we can't touch, we have another. They're going to, trust and believe, the world is going to have another pressing issue with what the brothers and sisters are doing over there in Africa. Off the top, they're going to have another issue that they will have to really give their attention to. And brothers and sisters over there ain't worried about no Trump. He give off this thing that he got all this type of power. Man, please. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Lenya. No, ain't nobody worried about him. He can sit there and talk all that stuff until he blue in the face. Right now, he's doing what he's doing with those people. And, the Spanish people. Truthfully, this is not his land. I mean, if you want to be truthful about it, it's not. They came in and did what they did with other nations. Came in playing like they come in peace. Yeah, they came in peace, all right, and pieced that land up amongst themselves. That's what they did, and this is their history. So instead of them concentrating on their lust for complete domination, they worried about a people that they view us as more important of clearing out our history more so than the world that they'd have done. I mean, they done took out a race of people. They nearby took out the Hawaiians back in the 1700s, 1800s. And it was syphilis. Syphilis disease nearby killed out the Hawaiians. And it was the Europeans who brought it to them. That's the thing. Shalom, Sister Cynthia. And then we all know what they did with them. They tried to use that stuff on us. Was it Tuskegee Institute experiment? They did the same old dumb stuff to us like they did the same old dumb stuff they did in Africa when it came to the brothers and sisters there. They have a history of some demonic ways of dealing with people. But the moment you do that to them, it's diabolical. That's their mindset. And that mindset, and you would think over the time that has elapsed that, they didn't got better or whatever. No, they got worse. They have gotten worse. If you go back and you look at how they was viewing themselves during slavery, they want to come off as if they were the most elite, most educated. It was the Africans who taught them how to read. It was the Africans who taught them how to clean themselves. But they don't want to go back in that history. They do not. They don't. And if you want to talk about getting rid of some stuff, that's going to be one of the things they do not want the world to know. They do not want the world to know that, hey, these people, they're the ones who taught us how to, clean ourselves and how to dispose of waste. Israel, the Most High told Israel, this is what you must do. And they had laws, we still have laws on how to dispose of waste of any kind. The Most High said this, he said that, and things of that nature. How to stay clean when you're dealing with a dead body or dead animal. All of that Israel had or have. But those were the instructions that we had, that our forefathers used. And the world took it to a degree, but the world is so ignorant To the Most High said something very simple and plain. He said the human waste should be dig a hole and bury it. That's what he said. But what do man do? What do man do? What do man do? Man sends it to a water treatment filtration system. This is what man does. And clean. Man claims that it's clean. This is a man now. This man claims that they cleanse this water. Now, if you go see the before and the after, no matter how clear that water may look, would you drink it? Would you drink it? Because the Most High said bury it. That's what he said. He said dig a hole and bury it. Not so a man. And then what man has done, also on top of it, they send it back out into the ocean. That's what they do. They send it out to the ocean. Some simple things that the Most High said, this is what you should do and things of that nature. Man, don't do that. They do not do it. I worked at AT&T and I went to one of the filtration systems in Chicago. And then you want to talk about, oh man, I mean, it's a big building. It's a very big building. It's not the building that blew me. It was how deep that building went into the earth. That's the thing that blew me. The guy said, yes, he said, don't mind the smell because we got to put the bleach in that. And I'm like, bleach? He said, yeah, you always have bleach in your drinking water in your home. We got to, they had to cleanse that water and then send the water out. That's what this system does. And if you ever want to talk about I'm trying to figure out should I be saying this. I'm gonna say a time. Let me put it this way. I worked in manholes. Straightening out cables and repairing phone lines and things of that nature. But before we went into that hole, we had to purge that hole. We had to send oxygen down there, and we had to we had to have more oxygen down there, more than the gases that was down there. One thing you could not do over a manhole, in a manhole, you could not smoke a cigarette. You cannot. Now there was one time there was 3 technicians. They found in a manhole. All 3 of them was deceased. Because there's a gas machine detector that we're supposed to keep in a hole. And when the gases start to rise, that machine it'll go off. Let you know, yeah, you got a problem. But all 3 of these guys, they was in a manhole drinking. They were Gentiles. And they was down there drinking and got tipsy. And I don't know if they thought there was the liquor that was putting them to sleep, but now it was the gases. And so, and that's when they found them. They didn't have a machine in the hole or nothing. But I'm telling you this, brothers, is because there's a lot of gases up under these cities. Woo. You seen them in something. You may have seen them in some TV movie that they want once one blow, the other one blows right along. There is nothing but one big fat fireball. That's all it is. You see now, but Africa really don't have that problem. And especially for the undeveloped countries. They don't have that problem. They do not. But these are the differences that I seen between um, here in Africa and the things that brothers and sisters are inventing and coming up with. We doing some things on a much larger scale. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, brother Dave. We doing things, and we are letting it be known what we are doing. How I mean, I ain't gonna say how we doing it, but we putting it out there now. Ibrahim Torre, yes, he's doing some things. He's letting these nations know I'm not playing with you. And I really believe this is the start of an exodus, because now it seems that his mindset is affecting other leaders. That's what it seems like. No, Zenobia, they can't find it. They can't do it. They can't get out of it. They go stay in that. Matter of fact, they go burn up in it. That's what's going to happen. They're going to burn up in it. The damage has been done. And for whatever they're thinking in their litty bitty minds, that they cannot find themselves in any type of judgment, because they were the first thing you bring up their forefathers, but now they will ride their forefathers, ride them out until they blue in the face. But then they would come back and say, but we didn't do all of that. Okay, all right, granted, my forefathers did. But how is it they feel that we can be disciplined by means of our forefathers, and they supposed to get off scot-free? That's what they're thinking. That's their mindset. That's what they're thinking. They have a sad way of thinking about judgment coming upon them. They do not want to see themselves living in a project. They do not want to see themselves living paycheck to paycheck. But it's happening a whole lot more. It's happening more and more with them. And there's nothing that they can possibly do to change it. Now, the ones that's claiming, the ones that's working for their father, the devil, they are the ones who's going to be pretty much ruling over them when it's all over said and done. And then we also hearing about these rogue robots over in, was it China or Japan? I gotta look that one back up. That's what they're not going to put all of that out there. They want you to be friend. That was a movie. What's this? Jennifer Lopez put out a few months ago, where she was very reluctant on let me see, binding her soul or flesh. Oh no, let's go with soul. Her mind with the machine. The machine was saying, "Look here, if you connect with me, we're gonna be a whole lot stronger." That's was it. And she was very reluctant on doing it because she felt that robot or android or whatever that turned out, and they blamed her for the death of her mother. But when she really truly found out, no, it was that robot, and they started thinking for itself. And it was this thing behind her ear. That's all she needed to do was take this, what they call it, was a Neuralink, but it connected to her brain, and our brain connected to the computer system. But somehow, I mean, after it was, once it was all over said and done, it was like there was one happy family blended with AI. Brothers, they putting this stuff out here right before your face of what they're doing. They putting it out there and they're making it, what's the word? Cozy. That's what they're doing. They're making it cozy for you to accept what's in front of you right now. It's going to get to a point where we're going to start looking at old videos when we talking on the cell phone. We're like, man, good night. You remember back in the days we used to have the cell phones? Shalom, Sister Melody. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, the cell phone is going to be a thing of the past, just like the home telephone, just like the CD. Now that was the fastest thing that came in and went out real quick. At first you had the 8-track and then you came with the cassette. The cassette, both of them, they kind of lasted for a moment. The shortest one was that CD, because there was right behind that CD came the digital age. And so eventually the CDs, they faded out so quick until everybody just like, I could just download it. I can just download it. I can just download this and download that, watch it on here or whatever the situation may be. I ain't got to worry about it scratching or nothing else. Shalom, Sister Monica. Shabbat Shalom. Yes, this is what's happening. We're seeing a world that has sped up, and we just sit back. You're dealing with vinyl records went all the way up until vinyl records started many years ago. We talking about when it was okay, wait, let me see. Who was that? Maybe the 1940s. Oh, could have been like 1930s. So you take that vinyl record and you going all the way up into the 90s. That vinyl record was still out. Yes, we had the vinyl records up in the 90s. What is it, the 90s? Oh, early. I'm not the 90s. It was the 80s. The 80s. I'm sorry. It was the 80s. The late 80s, matter of fact. That's how long vinyl records span out, along with the 8-track, and then you had the cassette. Once the cassette went out, CD, we were doing it and things, and then eventually that CD was the shortest one out of all three of them. It was the shortest one. It didn't last long. And then came in the digital age. That's what we get. That's what we experience. But now you have a system saying, "Hey, we need to connect to your head now." You see in these movies where people have there was this movie they was calling themselves buying time to live. Hold on just for a moment. I tell you, brothers and sisters, it's been a long time since I've been sick. A very long time. And it's taking me some time to get used to this nonsense. But it is what it is. But like I was saying, you have these things we have seen that came into the world and went right out the world. Now everything that we say and do now, everything is in the clouds now. It's in the clouds, whatever they want to call it. But this is the way the system is being done. Yeah, are you, Sister Monica? Are you talking about? Oh, wait a minute, hold on, Sister Melody. Are you talking about the movie, Jennifer Lopez movie? Because I'm quite sure that's one. I think that's what you thinking about. Because that right there was a trip. That was a trip. And so, but I mean, and the robot was showing, hey, you go kill both of us. If you don't let me link up to your mind. That's what the computer was saying. It said, if you don't let me link up, we both gonna be taken out. And that's what's happening. They're telling you what they're going to do, what they're trying to do. Whatever these fallen angels are trying to achieve, it got something to do with these people on this planet. And like the scripture says, and if possible, if these fallen angels can mislead Yah's chosen people, they're gonna try their very best to do it. They're going to do it. It ain't no ifs. It's like, no, they're going to try to do it. We got ourselves accustomed to a system. I mean, what, brother? Don't get me wrong. We all know for a fact you will need a cell phone. You don't know anything can happen. Any medical situation can happen. You need to be on. You need to be able to be contacted. You need to be able to make a phone call. And all of that, we do understand that. But at the same time, they can listen to your conversation when that phone is sitting down. You and your wife, your family, y'all having a conversation. They hear everything that you're saying. That cell phone is nothing but a two-way radio. Well, let me take that lie back. It's one-way radio. They don't want you to know that, hey, I'm listening to you. When they came over with this Alexa and Google and everything, Google Talks and everything, brother, yeah, it looked good. I mean, when they said, hey, Google, play Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. Boom, it started playing. And all of that, it seems good. But it's that dark side that we got to really pay attention to. It's that dark side. And that's the thing. If they can bring it into your house, they got it in the house. It's for us to be very cautious of what we let inside our house. I ain't gonna say all it takes. Discernment, prayer. The devil can only come into your house if you allow him to, whether it's through music, movies, or whatever. That's the only time they can come in. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right, sister Kathy. And it's going to be an it's going. I mean, this is just me. I'm thinking it's going to have to be a very decisive decision that we're gonna have to make when it comes to this electronic technology world. It's like, oh no, we can't get down this way. Y'all niggas getting. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Y'all getting a little bit too in depth into my life because it seems like this government want to know everything that you're saying and what you're doing, and they want to know how they can control whatever you're thinking of or doing or want to do. And they say, well, this is for the protection of the country. That's a lie. No. But this is what we got going on. We have these things, and we got to be mindful of them. You know, hold on just for a moment. Oh, I'm sorry about that, brothers and sisters. I'm back. Oh, yes. Whew, I tell you, got to get things together. Um, I was talking to my cousin, and in this place here, I mean, it's pretty much in a destitute. Um, but at the same time, you can take a city, and nowadays it's like they can take use things digitally just to destroy a city. Because where I was born in, it's called Pine Bluff, and back in the days, it used to be like 64,000 people. Well, it's not a big place, but we still had stores and all that stuff and things. I mean, you go back and look at this stuff from a digital standpoint. They brought in what do they call it thing? A casino. And brothers and sisters, if you think I'm joking, look at these casinos, especially in black neighborhoods. Now, if you want a black neighborhood to go lower than what it is, bring in a casino, and I never will forget. Um, and they give off this false security that, hey, this casino is going to bring in jobs. That's all. That's all they concentrate on. Is the job that this is going to bring in. Shalom, brother Kenneth. But this is the problem. They don't tell you the dark side of it, because the money that they push out in paying employees is not going. It's not even going to equate to all the money that they're going to get off of just the average working people. It's a very, what's the word? It's a very um, addictive thing to do when you start gambling. I never forget when I was small, my aunt, and we was at the carnival, and there was this machine, and it was going back and forth, and they had a whole lot of quarters in there. And I'm like, man, if you put one quarter and they fall this way, all those quarters gonna fall. That was in my litty bitty mind. And so my auntie, she said, oh, let me do that. So she put a quarter in there, and then by like two of them fell. And then she put another quarter, none of them. And then she kept on, nah, if I put it, I move it over here. And so she kept on playing with that stuff. Do you brothers and sisters know in 30 minutes she lost $20? $20 she lost worth of quarters. Yes. Predatory? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But now they done took this stuff. When I say brothers and sisters, the digital world, no CDs, no cassettes. You can sit up here on your phone and play solitaire with your money. You can sit up here on your phone and you can put in some money, open up your checking account and log it into this thing. And now you don't have to go to a casino to gamble no more. Do it from your phone. But this is the problem, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna let you brothers and sisters know this. It's AI driven. It is absolutely AI driven. It can detect what your move is going to be. So trust and believe the house is going to always win. We can't go up against fallen angels. Mm. But this is how they got the system set up. And even in Africa, I was one brother I was hanging with, and he said, "Man, how you think I fed my family?" And I'm like, "Bro, are you preaching? Are you preaching and trying to give um, honor and praise to a game that you've been gambling with?" I said, "It's fortunate that if you won anything, you better give glory to the Most High." I said, "But overall, I know you lost more money than what you took in." I said, but you don't understand that you are addicted to this game. Sister, Sister Kathy, that bait is very demonic. It's very demonic, especially when you feel in your mind you don't have no way out. That stuff, hey, and look, I'm not trying to make excuse either. Now, I'm not. You see, and that instant, you can find yourself going a whole lot deeper. You could find yourself going a whole lot deeper into something that you go find it's gonna be like, your family gonna be on the streets. This is one, and you know, I keep falling back to this. That self-sufficiency. See, we when this world went into the digital age, we went right along with it. But then when you start to stand back, realize how this world is being ran. No, those that woke up, they were like, no, it's time for me to go back to my grandmothers and my great grandmothers and things of that nature. They lived off the land. Because now we're going to see just how just how important AI is going to be. They're pushing it now deeply. I would not be surprised if a brother figured out with AI how to make a movie of Moses and the Israelites through AI, a full movie. Because I was looking at this movie. I was like, wait a minute, man. Some of the people that look like actors, but they was not that real person. I kept looking and looking at it like, this is an AI movie. Everything about that AI movie, I thought it was real people. Somebody got a whole tool system, knew how to work it, plan, aim, had everything. If you look at their lips, you really have to look at their lips and their skin. Wait a minute. You know, and you kind of realize, this is an AI movie. Everybody's there AI. And until they had Hollywood. Hollywood was complaining, I'm talking about the actors, of the AI voices and the AI images of them. And it was showing the difference between, let me see, what's that guy's name? Some of these movie stars, what's that boy's name? Mission Impossible, him, and Tom Cruise. And they had an AI version of him and they had him. You couldn't hardly tell the difference. But this is what they are pushing it. They're letting you know what they're trying to do or going to do. Now, for some of the actors, they were saying they were still going to pay them for using their AI bodies or whatever, your clones or whatever, and their voice. But that person was never on set. That's how they just bring, hey, this is how we get it started. If we want to fade them out, we're going to fade them on out. We're going to pay them first. And hey, the money is ours. We're going to pay them. Eventually, they're going to die off. No, we're not going to use the sun. It's a fading out, and it's not of Israel. AI is fading out people itself, and they're trying, it would appear, these fallen angels are trying their best to stay alive. Well, they ain't going to appear. They are trying to stay alive. That's what they're doing. And hey, if they got to use human beings to do it, hey, we know what they did. They wanted to go into the pigs, the swines. No, and Yahushua told them, hey, go into the swines. He gave permission to do it. But this is what we have gotten accustomed to. And now, truthfully, there's some things we have to really question ourselves as to the use of this or that, because it's real out here now. and they're not like they're not trying to entertain of them going away so easily. Yes, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. Um, but this is where we stand right down to this very day. We have these questions. We have these. I ain't gonna say ideas, but it's going to get to a point where we're going to have to make a choice of what we're going to do and how we're going to live. The world is going to move on and say we got this here, we got that there, and all these movies they coming out. They at one time they were showing this guy had a cell phone in his hand. All he had to do is take his hand and hold it up to his ear, or he put it on the speaker, hold his hand out. And guess what? When he did this on this movie, I forgot. Not my Minority Report. I forgot the name of the movie. But anyway, he held his hand out. It was his right hand. These people know what they're doing. They're doing these movies now. They know exactly what they're doing. Sister Melody, she said, remember the brother who allowed them to use his likeness. And when they premiered the AI bot clone at the football game, he recognized one of them with his face. Not sure what happened with that. Hey, sister, let me tell you something. You keep on giving a system permission to do something, to do this. I did an AI voice. You know what? They don't need your permission. Now, if you got your lawyers and everything, they got you pay, and you making sure you got all your I's dotted, T's crossed. Oh yeah, you could be pretty much well off. Like James Earl Jones, he sold his clone voice to Walt Disney. I think it was 40 million, not for sure, but it was in the millions. And, they used mines on this YouTube thing, and I was like, "But dadgummit, ain't that something?" I'm like, "Man, they just went out there and just used it, you know, and they keep it moving." This AI, I tell you, brothers and sisters, it's going to get to a point. This stuff is for some, it's already creepy because you got some type of mindset about it because you're saying, "Hey, wait a minute," hmm. And then with others, they flat out calling a spade a spade. This is nothing but a Ouija board in a digital format. That's all it is. That Ouija board, you ask it any question, boom, it ran over some letters and things of that nature, and the kids thought that stuff was funny. No, that's all they did was took the Ouija board and made it digital, and they called it what? Chat GPT AI. They had to get away from the Ouija board because everybody knew about the Ouija board. It has a bad rap on Ouija board. So they said they had to come up with a better plan of selling their demonic activity. And that's what they did. They did it just that way. And so this is where you have it. They said, let's make this Ouija board part of their lives. And they did. They did that. Boom. You're right, Sister Melody. You know, this is what their system does. It's going to let you know. It's not, no, it's, you know what, truthfully, this is no longer entertainment. Movies are no longer entertainment. You got to start looking at these things as reality. And especially when it comes down to these technology movies, anything that's dealing with robots and things of that nature. Now you got to start looking at you. It's like you got to start looking at them differently because in the very near future, that's what they plan on doing. All of this stuff we thought I mean, at least for me, I thought it was just strictly entertainment. This stuff turned out to be a reality. I'm gonna give you a good one, and you brothers and sisters, I know you go know. How many of you all thought the Jetsons would ever, when we was watching, watching those cartoons, we was talking, well, on the Jetsons, they was what's that? When they talked to one another, they were looking at one another on the monitor, the screen. But when we was kids, we're like, man, please, that ain't gonna never happen. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, but it did. Yes, it did. Robots, video chatting. There you go, that's what I'm talking about, Sister Melody. Video chatting on that the Jetsons. We just thought that we was kids at the time, and we're like, man, that ain't gonna never happen because we never had that concept. But what did the world do? And they brought that out and more. That's what they did, and I mean, they brought it out. I mean, they got it to a point when like now, that was this movie, you know, and this is when the self-driving vehicles was just getting started, and they put a hold on it because there was a bad accident in with this guy. He rented one of those cars, and they said, you must be behind the driver's seat. That was one of the stipulations, that you had to be behind the driver's seat. You just can't be in a passenger seat and things. You had to be behind the seat. Now that was the law. But what this guy was doing, the car was driving by itself, and he was so engulfed in his little video game he was playing on his phone. And there was this person who was riding a bike, and they was crossing the street or whatever, and for whatever reason, I forgot how that car ended up hitting the person. And when I say hitting the person, I'm not talking about the tires are screeching or nothing. That's what I'm talking about. Rolling over a person. So the guy, once he realized, because the bike came up and hit the windshield and everything, so he stops the car and everything. He gets out and he was like, he's trying to, he dumbfounded. But then they took him to jail too. Because still, although that vehicle was a self-driving, he should have been aware of his surroundings. He was all up into his video games. And it killed the person. That right there slowed down that industry. It slowed it down. And it won't go stop it. It just slowed it down. That was some years ago. But now what are they doing? No. They showing it all on TV. One girl was it was a commercial. She on a date and this guy was talking all that, and she was ready to go. She hit some on her remote, and her little truck SUV, it backed up, and she said, "Oh, let me go to the bathroom." Went straight to her car, got and left. It's just like, hey, I need for you to come to me. All that stuff looks good. It looks good. But what's the dark side to it? What is the dark side to it? That's the beauty of it, is knowing what else is about this thing, so that you can have that knowledge. But they don't want you to have that knowledge now. They do not want you to have that knowledge of this is how far this thing right here can go. No. Mm-mm. One thing I would say this about self-driving vehicles: they can be controlled. All it takes is a good hacker to get into your system. And if you got an old X, and then X can get a hold to a programmer that can get into your car, they can lock your brakes up. And let's not say that's haphazard. I'm saying this is what they can do. There was and this been a couple of years ago, but I know they still do it. You can put this machine together, because if you use your remote to start your vehicle, to unlock your doors, if I'm that thief and I have this box just to get your signal off of your remote, I can mimic that same system that you have in your remote. Boom, it goes into the machine. Boom, it's synchronized. Boom, I can unlock your doors in your car, and I can start it from this box and drive on about my business. This stuff exists right now. Period. It don't take all that stuff. You know, back in the days when they used to steal vehicles, they used to climb up under the dashboard and strip the. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Everything thievery is about the digital. And when they brought in the digital world, I was telling brothers, and I was working at AT&T at the time, I said, this ain't good. I said, well, of course, it's easier for you to steal digital than analog. Analog leaves a path. It leaves a path all the time. Digital, you gotta go through some thorns and thistles to get to wherever you think you need to get, and you better hope that it's on it ain't been cloned. When I say cloned, I mean like say if you have a cell phone and your cell phone number is this here. Somebody can take that same cell phone and clone that phone. I didn't know it till I went to work for AT&T, and AT&T got a 18. Let me see how much it was. $18 to $2,000 bill. But when they got into it, because they thought, I was like, no, I didn't make all those calls. Now, hold on. Now, I got my own cell phone. You know, they gave us a cell phone too. And, we took that thing home because just in case they need somebody to come in at night, they call you on their company phone. And so when they started looking at all the phone numbers, and these phone numbers was overseas, they knew it wasn't me. But then that's when they said, Mike, we need that phone because your phone been cloned. And so they was going to, like destroy the phone. Mirroring. Okay. Oh, it could be, sis. It could be that. Mm. Remember the year a black YouTuber was locked in the car trying to get to that boy. He never said. Let me tell you, this they oh well, hold on. There's a lot of things with this stuff that we got, brothers and sisters. And I seriously believe that it won't necessarily take a rope. I ain't gonna say that. Let me take that line back. Because you got people out here buying robots right now. You do. What was it? iRobot. And when it got to a point where what was it? iRobot. The robot was telling the people, "Oh no, it's best for you to stay in." Yeah, because they had a system, and they thinking all these other people right here was doing this stuff. Come to find out, the system was the system itself that was telling everybody else what to do in AI. And so, but when you start looking at your life and what's going on right now, you start to say, "Wait a minute, hold on, this here is holding some weight. It's holding weight." Um, do y'all know that when you go in for, let's just say, I hope it never happened to your brothers and sisters, that you need a what do they call it, heart um what's the name of that thing? When you need it's just a machine they put inside your chest because your heart is not pumping blood the way it should be pumping. My buddy, he got it. I mean, it's just like on the tip of my tongue. Um, what in the name? Mm. I'll think of it. But anyway, he has one in his chest. Thank you, Sister Doreen. A pacemaker. Now, brothers, do you all know that pacemaker is hooked to the internet? That pacemaker is hooked. Sister Cynthia, you see an ice maker. Yes. Um, that thing is hooked to the internet. The one they come out with now. So this is how they sell it now. I'm gonna tell you how they sell it. They sell it this way. They'll let you know, hey, instead of you coming to the office and getting tested, we can test it from the system. If you have the internet at home, and they already have the IP to the pacemaker. No, it can't be around no microwave. I can tell you that now. Yeah, you're right, Sister Melody. You cannot be around a microwave. But the thing about it is, it's connected to the internet, and they can see all of your readings and things of that nature. They saying how this thing is functioning. And for in your case, that sounds very good. It does. The bad side is this. If they want to shut that bad booger down, they can shut it down. See, now that's the power of the technology. That's what they have now. I have a buddy of mine. I was about to do the same thing. I was going to install equipment in people's homes for them to check their they can once they check their blood pressure, sugar levels, and things of that nature. And if they're connected to their system, instead of them write it down on a piece of paper, it automatically goes to that particular hospital, to that particular doctor, this person's blood pressure, sugar level, or whatever the situation may be. Yes, that's what they have out here. And so now we got to start questioning these things, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, we all enjoy living. We do. But I'm seeing a danger when it comes to Yas people, pacemakers and things of that nature. We just have to proceed very cautiously. We do. We do. They're putting this stuff out there. And that was ain't that something? There was a movie that was out there about that. It was Forrest Whitaker. He was in this movie where he was repossessing body body organs. And they go in there, repossess the organs out of the people. It was a trip, but now you're starting to see this stuff here. Now you're starting to see this stuff here. You know what? Oh, you are. There was Sister Doreen.
Oh, keep talking. I don't want to interrupt. Keep talking.
All right. And so, I mean, this is what's happening nowadays. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some pros to this digital age, because back in the days, no, you couldn't have all us up on no. There was no such thing as no Zoom. It wasn't. And but now we have Zoom where a lot of us can be there sharing thoughts or whatever the situation doing calls for, having a meeting, whatever the situation is. But then it seems there are more cons to it than the pros. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more cons and things that they can control that if we had it our way, no, I don't need for you to control me. But if you want to help me out of a loving concern, that's a totally different story. But then they will come off and say, hey, we can help you, but trust and believe. There's no love that's tied behind it. It's going to be a dollar sign and a mechanism to control it. Because one thing they're looking at it, they will always need a slave base. Or I ain't gonna say need. They will always want a slave base. That's what they will want. And this is the system in which we're living in. Technology, yes, it came in and it's doing this thing. I've never seen so many wires in my life. Copper, gold, and platinum are the three most. And I ain't gonna say most. I mean, because you got cobalt too. But a lot of stuff that the AI or the fallen angels needs. This is what the world is out there trying to get. That's what they're doing. They're trying their best to maintain their life because they're seeing, hey, their lives are to be, it's about to be cut short. Let me tell you, sisters, Kathy, they always want to do something like that. They always want to do it. And what they're trying to do, I don't know. But I tell you, because it's like you get to a point where you can't trust them no more. Well, never should have been trusted, but we didn't know no better. We didn't know no better. But this is what they got going on. If it ain't one thing, it's another thing. Then they have this here. Then they have that there. And, eventually, a lot of things that we think we need, you go like, no, you don't need that no more. The world is showing you what they're doing. What do you call that little the air fryer? Let's just use that thing for an example. The air fryer. The air fryer, you can, fry food without grease. You can bake a cake without an oven. So why do you need a stove? Why do you need a stove in your house? It's getting to the point where they building these homes, no stoves. Buy you an air fryer and do everything in that. Because that's the way the world is moving. Eventually, you're going to see stove and refrigerator. I ain't going to say refrigerators. You're going to see the stoves fading out. Now, how they going to do the refrigerator? Ain't no telling. They go to figure out something. But this is what's happening. And we are living witnesses to these things. Now, like I said about that pacemaker, though, that is connected to the internet. And if these people get enough, this is just me hypothetically speaking. If they can get that pacemaker into a lot of people, and they talking about a Deagle report, hey, there's too many people on this planet Earth. Now, you have they got a finger on the trigger. They can shut your pacemaker down. That's not a good look. Oh, it malfunctioned. It blew a fuse. But that's the type of fear or mindset that we do not want to entertain. Let me move on to you, Sister Doreen. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing pretty good, Brother Mike. Shabbat Shalom, family. I just real quick, I don't want to stay on here. First, I've been trying to catch Zenobia and she's on. So Zenobia, hear me. I want to apologize. A lesson I did a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And I just felt like I came across like I questioned your intentions. And I wanted to apologize that I did not want to come across that way at all. It wasn't my intention at all. And I wanted to thank you for valuing me and allowing the Most High through you to show me that I was not valuing myself. So thank you for that. And again, I wanted to apologize if I came across offensive. I've been wanting to say that since then. But okay, thank you, Zenobia. Secondly, the reason why I came on is because later today we are having a meeting, a Zoom meeting, and I'm going over. I've been asked to help with setting up the high yield savings account. So we're going over that, and we're also going to be playing the cash flow game. So if you want to set up your high yield savings account, send me an email and I'll send you over the link and the invitation. If you want to play the game, send me your email so I can send you over the link and the invitation. So I know I've gotten a lot of people who want to play the game. We're going to start it tonight, and we're going to see where it goes from here. So
Just why don't you put your email address back in? Just
I'll put my email in the comments, and also the time. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's 5 Central, 4 Mountain, and 3 Pacific. So let me see. I can put it in private, Mike. I don't. It's
yeah, you
telling
can
me.
say no. Yeah, you can do it that way, and then I can post it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can send it that way, and then I can post it.
Coming. So again, just send me over the email. I'll send you out the link. I'm looking forward to playing the game. Um, I hope over the sessions we've had so far that it kind of clicks once we start playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of it'll start making sense.
Hold on for a moment. I'm about to hit the wrong thing. There you go. Ooh, ooh, yeah. That's your email right there, sister.
That's the email. Yes, wealthyfriend@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, and I hope to see you all later today.
No, we need that, sis. Because truthfully, I think we're just turning of events. Because and it's happening, and we just can't continue to go down this road of being continue saying, I ain't gonna say saying, but being ignorant about the way money moves and how money needs to be handled and things of that nature. Yeah, we need that. We need that information. We need the a deprogramming of an whole way of what they was telling us about this here. Oh, seek Jesus, you could be in heaven, and there's whatever your treasures and that and everything in that nature. And so, truthfully, yeah, that needs to be taken out when it's all over said and done. We have to have another mindset of maintaining the how to move money around, the best way to move in money. And the more knowledge we have about that, the better off we're going to be. And that's how you leave, wealth or any influence of wealth to your kids. We don't have that. If you broke, your kids gonna be broke. Period. And that's the way I'm seeing it. And we just have to start putting things more so into into perspective. That's what we have to do. And if this what it's going to take, so be it. Because usually now lately I haven't had time to play the game. But when you playing the game, you start it moves to It deal with. I mean, you can explain the game a little bit more better than I can. I know it deals with real life situation. This game, and you start taking those things into consideration, and then you gonna start to understand how you need to spend your money. If you really pay attention to this game, you're like, oh, okay, oh, I can do this in real life, and that's the whole gist of the game. That's the whole gist. I mean, Sister Doreen, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Woke. Sister Zenobia, she going in on things. Broke, not broke. Mm. But I mean, this is what it is, and that's why I'm saying that we need to, it's to our, it would be to our advantage for us to have another mindset about the true understanding of wealth. Um, and that's just my mindset. So that's my take on it. I mean, we know what the world did. The world needed to keep us. The world needed to keep us broke, and they did a very good job at doing that. We're the brokest nation on this planet from from their standpoint, money wise. Yeah, yes, that's true. Spiritually speaking, nope. We're not broke from that standpoint. But the nation was going to get rich off of us. That was a prophecy, and they did. They did. We went over to the United States and built up it. We had so many different inventions, it wasn't even funny. And the nation, they stole it from us, and they claimed it. That was prophecy. It was prophecy. So I mean, what? It's a lot of things that we did. It was stolen and renamed, rebranded. Even our own flesh and blood was rebranded. Instead of Yahusha being a man of color, he came out pale colored than a white sheep, drenched in bleach, with long, stringy hair. So yes, they went right in and rebranded everything. But now here we are. We have to start I ain't gonna say rebranding. We're gonna have to just wake up and start doing what we're supposed to do and move about in a different way when it comes to our finances. That's the thing I'll be looking at. Because I tell you, this stuff is crazy. Wait a minute. Oh, all right, I didn't know that. But this is where we at, you know. And we just have to buckle down and really, if you got that mindset that you want to do, learn something about your finances, and it'd be nice if these kids can get into it, because I mean, and especially especially, oh, excuse me, hold on just for a moment. Oh, this chest cold is something else. Good night. But if you have kids that are at that working age and they playing this game, and it'd be nice if you can bring those kids in, because it's going to help them with them through their track through life. They're gonna understand how they need to spend money. Because right now, you take an average mm, black child, what young black child, he want to get a car, he wanted to put some rims on it because he's still living with his parents and things of that nature. But the more you start to show this child, and this child is playing this game, it's going to lay some seeds. And whether that child understand that now or later, the seed has already been laid. Sister Doreen, Sister Zenobia is asking a question. She said, again, Sister Joan, is that game going to start today? She says the game going to start today?
Yeah. Yeah, it's today in about a little less than 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. How long you plan on? How long you plan on playing with the game?
So usually it's about an hour, hour and a half at most. Uh, but it's like high impact. You don't realize it's even been that long, but it's usually about an hour, hour and a half, and it
Okay.
also depends on how many people are playing.
Okay. Okay. Mm. But that's today, and I'm gonna try my best to be on. I know I got to charge this thing up, but yeah, I know I try to be there today. Um,
So Mike and I played the game already once, and yeah, it went really quickly for us. But I know as more people play, and I'll do more explaining and kind of tying it back to what we've talked about over the last few weeks. So that will add some time to it as well. But
okay.
it's fun.
No, hold on for a moment.
Okay. And it does plant seeds. I remember the first time I played this game, and I was at I guess it was a seminar. I mean, it was a big room of people. So they had probably about 40 tables of people playing this game. And I was so frustrated because I could see something, but I couldn't figure it out. And at this time, the thing was, I was there with a friend too. We were not supposed to help each other. You had to figure it out yourself. And so I knew it was something there. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't ask anybody. And I was like so frustrated, but I kept playing the game. And of course, that was just that setting. Eventually, when I played the game, you could ask questions if you didn't understand something or whatever. But it also teaches you how to work together with people. So they started off by simulating how you are in school, or you can't ask questions and you have to have the right answer and all of that, just to prove the point that that's not how life is. Uh, More people in real life learn by failing than they do by getting it right. So it's an interesting game. I look forward to playing it this evening.
Okay, and for those that let me see. Hold on. Let me just do it this way. I'm gonna put my phone about to go dead. Just let me. I know where. I know I copied this thing. All right, hold on. Put it back up. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave your email up for your brothers and sisters that wants to go on there. Um, wants to um, play this game. This is Sister Doreen's email address, and send her your email address, and she can send it to you. We all be on there. I plan on being there myself, and then we're gonna see how how we can work these things out, because I seriously believe this is gonna. I'm believing for those that are serious about it, it's going to. You may be those ones that the Most High is going to use to move money around and things of that nature. And it's not always just for some selfish gain. It's for a nation. And that's how I'm seeing it. And so I'm down to 15% on my cell phone, so I need to get on here and charge this phone up. But you brothers and sisters, you all be safe out there. I don't know what this thing that's going around, but it seems like I got it. And you brothers and sisters are out there sick. I pray and and hope that you start to feel better. But keep your head on the swivel. I'd like to thank you, Sister Doreen, for coming in today. And
Thank you.
we're gonna see what happens tomorrow and things of that nature. I know I've been out of pocket for a couple of days, but that's what happens at times. I'm sorry about that. But you brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Keep your head on the swivel. Continue to pray for your brothers and sisters. And on that note, I would say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.